Howdy, folks. I'm Ernest P. Worrell,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. And for this Saturday morning special, our letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Tossing a Blanket Over My Brother-in-Law's Head When He Said He Didn't Want to See Me nurse my baby? No. You're not the jerk. I don't know if we need to read the rest of this letter, but we'll read it for your sake because it's great. Sorry if the title is wordy. I have a little baby. I'm running on little sleep. My wife and I had a second baby 2 months ago, 9 weeks, and as with our first one, I'm breastfeeding. The first time around, my family were meh about me nursing. I was much more conservative and covered up until we had a dangerous situation where my daughter overheated and breathed in milk. Very scary. She's fine now, though. Anyway, this time around, I've warded off all types of covers. I'm boob free, and my daughter has a much easier time nursing. My family formula feeds, so this is all new for them. My brother in law is less than happy with my recent confidence. We all got invited out for my dad's birthday dinner, and obviously I took my little ones with me. While we were there, my baby got hungry and I fed her, as one does. Afterwards, my brother in law mentioned how things like that make him uncomfortable, and asked if I would cover up if the baby nursed while I was eating. I told him no, and we ordered. Food got there, and she got a little hungry again, so I popped the little lady out to feed her. You know, he made another comment about not wanting to see a boob while he was eating. I was pretty annoyed, so I apologized with a smile and said something along the lines of, Sorry, I'll just get this covered for you, and flung a blanket I had on my lap over his head. I'm so proud of myself for managing this, to be honest. Even if it was a jerk move, it was a good throw. A few people outside of our family started laughing, and in his fury to get it off, he dropped it into his meal and he had to reorder. So we all ate while he had to wait for his food again. I made things pretty tense, but no one mentioned it again. Afterwards, my dad told me that I was immature and he wouldn't be inviting me to a family meal again if that was how I was going to act. Following that, everyone is upset, some even going as far to call me a bad mother because I was petty. And personally, I'm not super sure if I was in the wrong, as my wife nor anyone we've told thinks so, but they all tend to be quite nice to me post-baby due to hormones. And I can't tell if it's my hormones making me feel like a bad person. Obviously, I feel bad about making him have to wait for his food, but that wasn't directly my fault. He was pretty humiliated with people laughing at him as well, but I do kind of feel that it was deserved. Am I the jerk? Alright, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
So, the reading the story didn't change your mind. Alright, OP. I think that you are not the jerk in this situation. I think that you like you answered his question sarcastically and threw a blanket over his head. He's the one who threw it in his meal and got so flustered and infuriated that he had to ruin his own dinner, right? And none of this would have happened if he had just kept his mouth shut and his eyes averted away from you while you were feeding. Like, it's certainly, I can understand why he might be uncomfortable to some degree, like if they're not exposed to this, but his lack of comfort does not supersede your child's empty belly, right? Like, he needs to learn how to deal with this. And your dad should be being more supportive here, too. Like, your dad's being a bad person by being like, I'm not going to invite you out to dinner anymore because you decided to feed your child, and I'm not going to stick up for you or defend you against your brother in law. Now, that just should not fly here. He should be telling the brother-in-law that he needs to keep his mouth shut, and so that his food doesn't get ruined again. So, that's kind of what I think. Let me know what you folks think. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk. You offered him a covering that he requested. I'm a Jewish person, and I could be wrong, but conservative Christians love some Jesus. And what was that Jesus said about if the right eye offends thee, then pluck it out or cast it out from thee? In a relationship, seeing a woman's body, if when you don't want to, blanket seemed far more liberal interpretation than blinding and very kind. Feel free to offer up the conservative Christian recommendation that they should perhaps desire further alternatives. And Opie says, I never really paid much attention, lol. Thank you. I'll be sure to use it. If I were eating at a dinner table nearby, I know I'd have to look away. It'd probably be difficult to forcefully avert my gaze, but being a part of society comes with certain rules and responsibilities. And while it may be an unspoken rule, it's important to respect your fellow diners. Spitting food out and hitting other customers with it just because I can't stop laughing my butt off at the absolute legendary throw OP made would probably be considered poor manners. I'd likely have to excuse myself to go outside, otherwise I don't know how I would ever stop laughing long enough to regain my composure. This is now my favorite way to shut down someone shaming a woman for feeding her baby. Not the jerk, he can direct his attention where he'd like. If he doesn't want to see a minuscule flash of a boob, then he can avert his eyes. He doesn't need to get infringed upon your rights because he can't handle himself. Also, that is a legendary move that as I, a breastfeeding mom, only have dreamed of doing. And OP says, I will literally never live up to it again. I peaked in that moment. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this Saturday morning special. I hope you have some kind of beverage here that you're enjoying while you're listening to this. Amber has water. I have coffee. And the world is once again in the correct state of being, right? Let me know what you folks are drinking. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, consider giving me a like. And if you dislike this video, consider giving me a dislike. And I'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Oh no. People are probably like, who's Earnest? Some people will know who Earnest is. In Earnest, they'll know Earnest.